we go. It's the first time that I've put a vlog together for ages. It's Friday, it's Independence Day, and I know everybody's woke up to the "oh fuck," even the ones who voted out have gone "oh fuck." It's good. Uncertainty is good. Sometimes when things change, things get better after an initial worry. So I am not worried about uncertainty. Not worried about that at all. I'm glad they're going in the other direction though. Right, the other thing is as well is this new bike. Came back from European tour 3,000 miles later on the ZZR 1400, and I did love my ZZR, but I didn't want to get back on it after the tour, and it is pretty comfy. It's not sports bike uncomfy. It's more sort of ZZR, more sort of VFR 800 comfy. But you know, like they say, when you get to your mid-40s, you're looking for something comfier. But for me it was different. I wasn't actually looking for anything comfier. Older in that respect. I was looking for something comfier, I mean, but I wasn't looking for something sedate. So I went to Riders in Bridgewater and I bought a 211 plate Multistrada 1200, and it turned out to be a bag of shite. It didn't really, but I took delivery of it. They hadn't told me. They hadn't told me that the clock had been changed on it, which irritated me more than anything, because it was a proper dealer clock change. But yeah, this bike I bought was a 211 plate, 15,000 miles, Multistrada 1200S, semi-active suspension, all the rest of it. Absolutely lovely to ride. It was nice to have the comfort. And I brought it home from Riders in Bridgewater, about 60 miles, had a good ride on it, went out the next day and it broke down. So yeah, all the jokes about Ducatis, fantastic. Anyway, cut a long story short, I don't know what this lady's doing. There's another one trying to probably ride for you. Anyway, it broke down. And it turned out that the problem, and I could see what it was anyway, to be honest, I spotted it, but it was a faulty switch on the side stand, so it could have been anything from water in it to, you know, a proper fault. But when they got the bike back, which is great, they came and collected it, and it's a brilliant thing for them to do. Which was a great thing. But the guy who took it said, when I rang up, said, "Oh, you've used a lot of water." And I said, well, like any biker knows, your bike should never ever use water unless it's got a problem. And when I rang a week later, they still had it up there, and he said, "Oh, it's got a porous head." Well, you know, what a bloody stupid thing to say. Metal's not porous, and most of us who are pretty mechanically minded know that's a stupid statement. And I said to him, well, metal's not porous, mate, so what's gone on with it? Has it got a cracked head? No. He said, Ducati, we've spoken to Ducati, it was a thing sometimes on the 211 model, but they're basically replacing the cylinder heads, so they're rebuilding the top half of the engine. And I said, do you know what? You can keep your bike. So under the 30-day exchange plan, I said, well, under the customer, you've got rights now for 30 days to swap anything within reason like that, or get your money back. So they said, absolutely no bother, no problem at all. Honestly, they couldn't have been more helpful. So I decided I'd buy their demonstrator, which I'm on now, so a 214 model, which has got the skyhook suspension, a Gran Turismo, so it's got all the bells and whistles. And I have to say, this is the first time out on it, but I can tell you one thing. Just talk about this bike, the Gran Turismo now. Compared to the other one, the mapping is so smooth in town. I'm in touring mode. Around town, it was a lumpy, typical twin, 1200 twin, lumpy pig is a good way to describe them. But this one, they said that they changed the mapping on it and 2 spark plugs a cylinder, but it is actually great through town. So I'm really pleased with that. First impressions are good. Use your bigger screen, touring screen, that's nice. It does lean into you a bit, which is a bit weird. But yeah, this engine does seem a lot smoother mapped. The actual bike itself is beautiful. It's absolutely mint stunning. So the GT comes with bigger panniers. It's always got the skyhook suspension. It's got the touring screen. It's got engine bars. It's got the fog lights. So it's all tooled up. And the only thing I did is change the saddle to a slightly shorter one, and it is literally only a couple of centimetres shorter. It's hardly noticeable, but it's just, well, I think it's just enough, which is great. It's also got bar risers on, and strangely I thought it would feel a bit odd being sat down in the saddle a bit with bar risers, but it's strangely quite comfortable. Well, very comfy. Yeah. So here we go, 1200 Multistrada. And this skyhook suspension. Well, I'm just going over this rough ground. These little bumps, we've just been over what used to be like little rumble strips. Didn't feel them at all. And it fell into a couple of little potholes. And yeah, obviously you feel you dropped in potholes, but this rate's really smooth in the touring mode. Just takes all those little bumps out. It's amazing. It really is good. I know some people said you can't notice the difference, but just that evening of the bumps is just impressive. But you're never going to be short of grunt on the Multistrada. A 1200 testosterone engine, 150 brake calls, and that's the reason I bought it. I still love the sports bike, so after ZZR, it's hard to find anything that's not feeling underpowered. Keep an eye out on the junction. Look this way, love. So it's a gentleman's hooligan bike, 150 horsepower, it's not shabby, so you can have a bit of fun with it. We all know that it's got different settings. I will stick it in sport in a minute and see what that's like, because the touring mode's obviously a bit softer on suspension. I'm just going to get a good feel for the touring. But yeah, it's pretty incredible going over these, what used to be these bumps. Very smooth. Used to be white lines, hatchings that they've taken out, but if you go over on my old bike, the ZZR, so yeah, beautiful bike, absolutely beautiful so far. Yeah. Mirrors, and it goes like stink. Slightly fuzzy mirrors at 85. As you can see, we can move the screen down, which we have. I prefer having a little bit of wind on top of my helmet, misses. Nothing behind, quite nice.